Welcome to the show. It's Real Talk with The6thman. I'm your host, The6thman. This podcast is uncut, unscripted, and we talk about a wide range of topics. Black entrepreneurship, social injustice, education, finances, the family dynamic, Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, and mental health, along with many more. It's a Real Talk podcast to empower, educate, encourage, uplift, and inspire, and to allow others to be better than they were yesterday. What's going on, y'all? It's me. It's your man, The6thman. Today I wanted to do something different. I wanted to set up something where, it's inspirational and is also motivating people to be better, man. That's the motto. Be better than you were yesterday. So I got my man, Dirk, from round the way, man. He doing big things, as you can see behind me. This is his new school, HVA school, and he giving brothers, that's coming home, returned citizens, and just guys that, didn't have the opportunities that we might have had now. He giving them an opportunity to have that opportunity to do better. So, man, I'm going to do something special for y'all. Going to sit down, talk to the man himself, figure out where he came from and what he's doing now and what he's doing for the community, because I think it's going to impact the community in a major way. So we're going to sit down and chop it up with Dirk, and y'all get familiar with that, man. Get familiar with this HVAC company, man, for real. 6thman. Be with y'all in 2 seconds. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the show, man. I got my man Dirk here, man, and just wanted to do a community type episode with my man. Like I say, Dirk, man, grew up around the way with me. Really was in my brother's age group in terms of, me knowing him. But, we still grew up in the same neighborhood. And I learned a lot from, older guys and watching them, how they move. And Slim been a hustler from day one. You know what I mean? He been running around doing this thing for day one. So I want Dirk to kind of introduce himself so y'all can get comfortable with him. And then we'll get into everything that we're going to talk about today. So, Dirk, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, man. First, I want to thank the Most High, man, and thank my brother Kevin for doing this thing. And my name is Dirk Conyers. It's from the gutter, from the birth.
For sure.
Then I changed my name maybe 20 years ago to Sequoia. So my original name from the government right now is Sequoia Conyers.
So what was the motivation to change the name?
Well, change the name was like, I figured I need something different, like something very unique that gonna stand out. That everybody, once you see it or hear it, is only one person.
Right.
That's it.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. And it's stuck so far.
Yeah.
So tell the people where you grew up, just so they have
I
an
grew
idea of your
up
background.
around Langston Lane.
Okay.
Then I left Langston Lane. We went down Southwest, down there half street.
Okay.
Then we left there. We came to Linden, Poland.
Okay.
And then from Linden, Poland, it was Maryland. You know what I'm saying? But what it all started from is my dad.
Okay.
He was a true hustler, right? And it just basically just in the blood. So he just passed me the torch, and I just took it and ran with it.
That's what's up.
And the goal is passing on to the community. And now everybody's going with it.
Okay.
In this field right here.
Okay.
I started this field over 20 years ago, but licensed now, made it 16 this past May 20 years.
Okay.
Licensed it. But in the field alone, maybe like 25.
25 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I first started it, it was rough. I went to Lincoln Tech. I left Lincoln Tech, and I tried to get out there on my own, but having no hands-on knowledge, I couldn't do no jobs.
Right.
So they gave me all book work. So I left Lincoln Tech. I've been there for a year. $21,000.
Wow.
with no hands-on.
Right.
So when I left there, I tried to get over my own, but I still didn't know the hands-on side.
Okay.
So I went to a school named All State Career in Baltimore.
Okay.
Same thing. No hands-on, all book knowledge.
Wow.
So I say, let me learn on my own. So I got a couple jobs. Customer gave me their money. First job I had was an install, outside unit. It was in Southeast, on W Street, Southeast, right?
Okay.
When I was there, man gave me $5,000. They needed AC. When I was there, I still didn't know it, right? So I was YouTubing.
Oh, wow.
I was YouTubing everything, and even with the YouTube, I still ain't know it. So one day, I was out there from 9 in the morning until 9 at night. The customer came out there and said, man, what's going on? We don't got no AC yet, man.
Wow.
So I felt so embarrassed, you know, not to just tell him, man, look.
You ain't know what you was doing.
I ain't know what I was doing.
Right.
But I was dealing with that for at least over like 5 months.
Okay.
I couldn't find nobody that I could run to for help. Nobody want to help me. So I said, you know what? I'm not giving up.
Right.
Because it's something that I love doing.
Right.
It's something I want to do.
Right.
And I had a vision that one day I could teach a lot of people this field if I stick with it.
Right.
So I stepped with it. I got me some flyers made up. I put all my flyers, grocery stores, Chinese store. So one day, I felt like giving up. Say, man, look, this, you don't know it. Just give up. But determination, I got the blood in me. I never give up. So I had a flyer in a Chinese store. Guy called me up. Said, you do HVAC? I said, I just got out of school. I'm trying to learn it. So he said, well, I do HVAC too. I don't have transportation. If you could pick me up, I could show you this.
Oh, wow.
So I said, okay, cool. So, you know he wanted half of the money.
Right.
But that's cool because I wasn't worrying about the money.
Because you wanted to get
It
that
was the
hands-on
knowledge.
experience. Right.
I wasn't worrying about the money because I knew one day
You was
the
gonna
money,
get it. Yeah, it's going to come
the
regardless.
money gonna come.
Right.
So the first day I picked him up, we had a job in Silver Spring. So he knew it, and I was just learning from him. About 5-6 months. I picked him up every time I had a job. I picked him up, and I just watch, learn, watch. I come home, I YouTube some things. I bought me some meters.
Okay.
And bought some parts and just kept diagnosing. Kept diagnosing. So I was with him maybe 5 months. And then I caught up with another guy named Mike. So Mike was doing commercial. So he like, man, you come with me, I can't pay you nothing for learning, but I can show you the skill.
Right.
So I went with Mike. Mike taught me a lot. And I appreciate the brother right now.
That's what's up.
So I went with him for like a year. I ain't getting no money, but I got the knowledge. Then once I started doing it on my own, it just came like clockwork.
Right.
Then I said, you know what? Time for me to get some money now.
Right.
You know
You
what
got
I'm
the
saying?
knowledge.
Yeah, I got the knowledge. Time for me to get some money now. So I start going back to what I started from. And now I got the knowledge and I'm getting some money. And I learned it so quick. I mean, everything. I mean, I became a master diagnoser. A master.
And I heard you on live one time kind of talking about the comparison of getting to the job and the customer kind of telling you what's going on, but you actually going to the unit and doing the diagnosis so you can find out what the actual cause or the issue is for the unit, so that way you'll know how to fix it versus just trying to fix it based off what the customer said.
Right, exactly. So basically, like now, if a customer called me and say, I don't have no AC, first time I ask them, is the thermostat working? Yeah, it's working. Is the downstairs furnace running the blower? It's blowing. So I already know it's the outside unit that something's wrong. So when I get to the house, I go straight to the outside unit and I diagnose, I find my problem.
Okay.
I don't beat it alone, you know. Some customers,
not that 12 hours.
No.
Not like the first time.
No, first time, man, it was some long tears, blood, and sweat, and it was rough. Man. It was rough, but it's cool because it's part of life,
Right.
And it's part of your determination.
Right.
If this is really what you want to do,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's what you really want to do, you're gonna stick it out, blood it out, tear it out, and you're gonna work it out until the time comes for you.
And so before we get too far, right? So I know some of my viewers gonna want to go back a little bit. So I'm gonna go back a little bit because I know sometimes even for myself, I've been involved in some stuff that wasn't necessarily glorified back in the day. But I would say being from Southeast, specifically Ward 8, we always are on survival mode. So it's not like we get taught to certain things, or it's not like people teach us HVAC, or it's not like people teach us banking or finance. We gotta get our education strictly from the street, or even from the OG who would tell you he 10 toes down, but he tell you when you get in this Slim, it's a different type of lesson that you're gonna learn, because with that street stuff it's all different types of life lessons that come with it. So I guess my question to you is, how did you know that you wanted to transition from maybe dealing with stuff in the street and then doing something as legitimate as HVAC?
Gotcha. So basically, a lot of us, man, been on the street, and I was one of the ones was in the streets, and it came, basically my dad, he was from the streets. So I just learned from him, being around him all the time, seeing what he was doing out there hustling, selling drugs. So I picked up that and I did the same thing. But I say, let me take this even bigger. Let me give me a connect out in Miami. So first day, went out there, flew out there, met with some people, some Mexicans, and they put me on with some keys. So I brought that back to New York, some people that I knew in New York. Then I started selling them the keys. Then I brought some to DC. And I did that for a while, right? So one time, my nephew got killed. So that was the day that I found out that it was enough is enough. Somebody have to be a role model.
Right.
For the youngest,
Right.
the community,
Right.
and my family.
Right.
So I had to leave the streets alone.
Right.
Because of that. When he got killed around in the boat. And it was in 1996, 97.
Okay.
I think in 96 he got killed.
Okay.
And the reason why he got killed, because he wanted to be me. He was farther behind my footsteps. And I allowed that. But at the time I was young, I ain't really realized
Right.
the pressure I was putting on him
Right.
and my family.
Right.
So as him being out there selling drugs, somebody got him. So that day I heard he got shot, I already know in my heart he was gone.
Okay.
So decided that day I was done with the streets. I'm gonna put the knowledge and the good perspective and live a better life than the street life.
Right. And I think one of those lessons that we talked about is the lesson that your cousin, tragically had to learn, because there's a lot of guys who, are fortunate enough not to allow that to happen to them. Right. So I think that more guys, need to, not saying need to, but at some point in life would transition to a different way of life. I mean, and I tell everybody that, being in the street and selling drugs literally helped me shape everything that I do today, if that makes sense. Like when I'm doing business, when I'm dealing with customers, I mean, just everything. I mean, because when you think about it, the drug game is a business. It's, right. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar business, or however you want to look at it. You got people working for you. You dealing with the connects. I mean, it's a real live business. So it's like within that business and dealing with that street life, it's stuff that come with it. And right. Then when you step out there, you don't necessarily know all of it, so you got to learn it. And I mean, it's one of them things where, even myself, I've been in some fucked up situations, but glad now that I've been through it, so I can kind of come back, like you said, to the community and kind of heal them a little bit. But now we got these youngins that's just, all the way live. And so for me, I just feel like I want to try to put as much positive, energy out in the air as possible to let them know that, you can't start at one spot, but that don't mean that's gonna be the end all be all. You can definitely do something different. So I definitely like the fact that you saw that as a learning, opportunity for you to do something different, and now you're doing something, really good. So again, I was talking about the diagnosing part, right? And I heard you on live, you were saying that that's the part that's most important. But when you teaching the guys, how to do it, do you still go about it the way the two people helped you go about it, or did you find a different way to teach them, to make it a little bit easier for them?
Right, yeah, so basically I go the way that I designed it myself, because the way they taught me, I found a better way and a quicker way to do it, right? I mean, you know how they say it's the old school way?
Correct.
And they even still doing it the old school way, so I transform into the new school way.
Okay.
And that's what that I would give to the students here, is the way that I taught myself how to do it. Everything that I taught myself is the same way I'm gonna teach these students.
Okay.
The same way.
Okay. And is it going to be practical? Where I know you talked about at first, you only got the book work. So are you going to do book work and hands-on work, or are you doing opposite? Are you doing just hands-on and book, or how you doing that?
Well, I'm gonna do 80% of hands-on.
Okay.
And the other 20 gonna be book work.
Okay.
Because you need some type of book work to understand, what is a thermostat?
Right.
What is it for? How do you diagnose it? So we need a theory for that.
Okay.
Everything else can be hands-on.
Okay.
Because what I've been through, as far as just spending a lot of money on these schools, and it wasn't worth it.
Right.
We need hands-on.
Right.
The school, like my school, is like I say, 80% hands-on.
Okay.
Also, they're gonna get hands-on in the field.
Okay.
So while they in school, they're gonna be going on jobs in the field and get the realistic hands-on, the live hands-on.
And so how is the school set up? Explain to us how the school is set up. So if I was somebody who wanted to come to learn HVAC and I wanted to come to your school, your community school, how would I go about it, and what would be the approach that I would have to come with, knowing?
Well, we have a website, Sequoia Community Learning Center, but it's SequoiaCLC.com. SequoiaCLC.com. You go on the website and you can register for an appointment. And what the appointment does is you come into school, you fill out all the paperwork. Far as it's a case of emergency, names and numbers. You fill out your information, yeah, that's basically it. You know, just giving us a little bit about you, you know, as far as your information.
Okay.
And okay, once you do that, is a fee of $3,500.
Okay.
And for 8 weeks, 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, it's class. From 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
If you don't have the whole 3,500, you come up with half, 1,750. If you don't have 1,750, then we work with you with the 875 4 times.
Just to get you started.
To get you started.
Okay, I like that.
In a career, I mean, it's not a job, it's a career, man.
Right.
It's a career. It's never going nowhere.
Right.
It's just gonna keep enhancing.
Right.
So 875 to start, and you had 3 payments after that. The first class start December the 7th.
Okay.
So you have now until the 3rd week after December to come up with the 35.
Okay.
You know, we're working on some government grants, some government money. We're working on people coming home from jail. You know, grant money for them. So I'm just getting started. So it's a lot that, you know, that I have to do to try to get this funding.
Okay.
But it's coming though.
Okay.
It's coming. But right now, it's a fee for $3,500, and it's the cheapest. I mean, to get the same thing that you would go to Lincoln Tech, is the PG College, any facility that teaches HVAC. I'm the cheapest.
Okay.
They charge at least $21,000
Oh, wow.
for the same skill I'm giving you, the same license that you're gonna get with me. They charge at least $21,000.
Why is that though? Why is it that it seems like you paying all that money up front for the same type of knowledge that you're gonna give them here at a cheaper rate? And why give it to them at a cheaper rate?
Well, the reason why I want to get them to a cheaper rate, man, because I would like to see more people at it, you know, and a lot of people just don't have 21,000.
Correct.
You know, they want the trade, but the money stops them.
Correct.
From getting a trade. So I came up with a cheaper price, a better school because it's hands-on.
Correct.
And a career for them and their families.
That's good.
At a cheaper price. And $3,500, man, you can make that in like the first week, man.
Wow.
You know, when you get out there on your own, you can make that like in the first week.
And so once they finish the 8 weeks and they do that, is there any help for job placement for the students?
Yeah, so the ones that come to class on time and I see that they want it and they learning, you're gonna get your ones that don't learn quick as ever. I understand that, right? We're gonna work with them. But the ones I see that come to class on time and want to learn this field, I'm gonna have certain job replacements for them.
Okay.
But my biggest thing is this school is teach you how to be your own boss.
Right.
Not be employee.
Right.
I don't want to hire no employees.
Right.
I want to, once you finish this course, that we can sit down at the table. You have your own company now, design. I got my own company. And we can come together and see how can we get more contracts.
There we go.
So we could do more for our community.
There we go. And that's in essence community building. I mean, because it's always that saying that it's not enough money out there. And really, you think about it, in one field, it's always enough money out there. I mean, real estate, HVAC, IT. I mean, any field that's out there, you can't never say it's not enough money out there, because it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
you just got to take the preparation, the effort, and the determination to get it. I mean, even, just a regular job. I mean, I know some people are content with regular jobs, but I mean, I can kind of hear from you, we kind of on the same page, because even with my entertainment company, I want to take it from not just a, podcast platform, which is good, because I think podcasting now is the way, the new age of everybody getting their information. So it's good, but I also want to take it to the next level with, I'm also affiliated with a nonprofit, Type DNV, teaching youth prosperity and excellence. So if I get some kids that's interested in HVAC and we just happen to get a grant and it's enough for them to come in, I'm gonna plug them into you. So I think that that's even good too, to continue to build and just letting brothers know, like, it ain't that I got it and you can't get it.
Right.
Here's an opportunity for you, but you gotta do the work. So kind of talk about, the work that's involved, so people won't think that it's just an overnight, success.
Right. So basically, like, once you into this class and learn everything that I give you, is HVAC is like an ongoing thing. It's not this, okay, I'm out of school, I know it. You're not gonna know it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It took me at least a year and a half just to understand it, but it's an ongoing thing that you have to stick with it, and then, more and more it'll come to you.
Right.
So once you get out here on your own, I'm still gonna be here for you. If you get out here and say, look, man, let me get a job on my own, you get on the job and you don't know exactly, or you may forget something because now it become live to you. You can always call me, and I was send a technician out to help you.
That's what's up.
And you can always come back to the class for free.
For refreshers.
For refresher.
That's what's up.
So HVAC is an ongoing education, man. But this, I'm teaching you the basics here, right? But a little more than the basics. But when you get out here from the class, you should be able to know how to install the thermostat, diagnose the issue, install a unit. But there's a lot of stuff that you're gonna be confused with, but you can always call the number. It's on the website, or the number you're gonna have locked in, and we're gonna come and help you out. We're not leaving you. And the reason why is that, because it's part, like, I'm not, it's the type of guy that I am. I care for people, one.
Right.
And for two, I don't want you to see you paying your money and you don't feel comfortable.
Right.
So when you leave here and you get jammed up out there or stuck, we're gonna be right there for you.
That's what's up.
I'm not saying that same day you out there.
Right.
But we're gonna make an appointment that we're gonna come out and make that customer happy, and make sure you get the money you're supposed to get from the job.
Right.
We not just, okay, bye, you leave this class and that's it.
And that's it, right.
Because at the end of the day, Sequoia name is stuck with you, man. When you out there in the field, in the HVAC field, my name gonna be stuck with you. You go to a customer house, they gonna ask you, oh, where you learn this from? What school you go to? You gonna mention my name.
Exactly.
So we gonna always be a family, man.
That's
As long as you in this field, we gonna always be family.
That's what's up. I mean, and I think that's a good catchphrase for people to come in, because even for me, I tried the electrician thing for a little while. It was a summer internship on the summers when I was coming home from college. I did the electrical construction side, so I basically dug all of the fiber optics and hooked it all of the power up to the cell towers. So that was my main job, just doing the trencher, running all the wires. But it was something that I just, for some reason, didn't catch on. I mean, I liked it, money-wise, because the money was good. I understood how to do it because I've always been good with my hands, but I just did not continue it. And then it's like 20 years later, it's always like that, what if?
Right.
Right? And so I'm thinking for you, your success has a happy ending because it wasn't what if, it was I'm glad I did it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm glad I did make that change.
Exactly.
So kind of talk about, the part where it wasn't something where, you got to look back 20 years later and say, damn, I wish I would have did that. Now 20 years moving forward, you went from, being that guy who didn't know and, I'm gonna say the big homie upstairs, brung you somebody who had the knowledge but needed a car, and you was able to get him a ride and just continue that thing on. So talk about that a little bit.
So I tell people like all the time, man, when you get into a field, get into something that you like or you would love to do. Don't get into it because it's money.
Right.
Because you're gonna get days that you're not gonna get the money that you expect you're gonna get.
Right.
It's gonna be days that, man, it's just gonna be rough for you.
Right.
And once it get to that point, a lot of people fail at it, say forget about it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah.
But down the road, there could be something that will make you a millionaire.
Right.
And there could be something that you could look back and say, I'm glad I did it.
Right.
But you have to do something that you love doing.
Right.
And the reason why I found out I love doing HVAC was my homes, when the thermostat or something go bad, I always I knew what I was doing, testing stuff and all this stuff like that. And then one time, I bought a brand new house, and I come home from out of town one day on vacation, and both of my units, so-called, went out. The compressors in both of my units. So I called Sears, they came out, and the guy said, both of my units is done. I said, how both of them is done at the same time, right?
Wow.
So they charged me $30,000, man. $30,000. So I told the guy, I said, what school you went to? I need to take this up, man. Golly.
Wow.
So he told me Lincoln Tech, and soon I went to Lincoln Tech, the first day that I was just like, oh man, I like this. I like it. It's something that I would like to do. It's something I like to do, and plus, like I say, I love working with my hands.
Right.
So it is, you got to find your niche. You got to find something that you love doing, that you like doing.
Exactly.
And then you turn that into something big out of it.
Right.
I wanted a school when I was 21. I say when I get in my 40s, I'm gonna have my own HVAC school. Now look at it.
You doing it.
Now look at it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And another thing, from the hood that we was from, no one came in our hood. No one came in our hood to say, look, we have this for y'all.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. I think the closest we got to that was Marionberry.
Marionberry. Hey, look, that's what I'm saying.
Program.
Marionberry, summer jobs.
Yeah.
Summer job. But once the summer job ends, then what?
Yeah, we back on the grind again.
Back on the grind, back in the street now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my vision is give community something for life.
Right.
Something that they will never forget about, and something they could put their kids through college without paying loans. Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I actually talked about this last year on my show, and it was just basically an episode about going to college or even having a skilled trade. Right. And I think now, looking back, a lot of people who went to college don't necessarily have bad things to say about college, but I know a lot of people, especially males, now that I think about it, say that they wish they would have gave a trade a chance. And I mean, they probably still would have went to college, but they wish they would have gave a trade a chance first, so that can solidify some of the money. Because like you say, when you go to college, you get that paper, but you don't have that hands-on experience, and then you still coming out in debt, depending on what school you went to. And then you come out of a trade school, you put up a couple of dollars, like you said, but then you coming out making money, not on money. So I think it's a big difference there. And then, like you said, it's not something that anybody can take away from you. You can wake up out your sleep and somebody call you and be like, hey man, you know how to do this? Yeah, I'll be over there in a minute. So it's always good to have. I mean, whether it's a CDL, whether it's this, it's always something that you have a skill in that nobody can ever take away from you. So I think that was
you take the street knowledge, transform it into a positive.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So the knowledge I had from the streets, I took it, the money and the knowledge, and did some good with it.
Absolutely.
And the positive is the youngest. I want to be focused on the youngest, man.
Yeah.
And because back then we had role models.
Right, we did.
You know what I'm saying? We had OGs.
We did.
You know, that'd be like, man, look, nah, get your ass away.
Exactly.
Nah, man, go home.
Exactly.
You don't need to be doing this.
That's right.
We don't have that now.
We don't.
We don't have that now. And then we got more mothers is raising boys, man.
Absolutely.
That should not be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need more men. Men to step up.
Yeah, that's true.
And come together, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of these youngers, man, been raised by their mothers, and they just buck wild.
They are.
So they need us.
They do.
And some of them may not get it or learn, but it's cool. But the ones that we can't help, let's snatch them.
Yeah.
Get them off the street, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're going to be the mouthpiece for other youngsters. They're like, man, look, I'm telling you, dog, we really can get this money, man.
Exactly.
And that's how you do it.
If they could have role models and opportunity like this, or either just say what Cam do, you know, he could snatch some people that who like doing what he doing.
Exactly.
Electrician, you know, whoever is electrician out there, you snatch him up, man. We all snatch him up.
And I mean, you know? and it's funny you say that because you know it's a lot of stuff on my side of the table that they can do as well. They can do video production. They can do the engineering part where they record the stuff. So if I can do something like that, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't mind doing that as well. So it's just all those ideas and all of them can come to fruition if you put forth the effort. You got to put forth the effort. And I mean, I think bringing the community together, that's like the best way to give back to the community, even though you've, took years and you destroyed it or you brought harm to people. Now you can reciprocate and be like, look, you know what? I'm going to try to give back as much as I can. And that's kind of what I do now. And when people see me and talk to me, I mean, it's a humbling feeling for people to tell me that they listening to me or they following me or they like what I'm doing because I'm trying to give back to the community, and it just feels good that I'm finally, doing something in a positive light versus something in a negative light. So I just feel like at this point, man, that was a great point to talk about, just building the community back up and doing that, man. So,
but one more thing, right? If you think about this, like I was saying at first, that nobody came in our community to help us. So now, from the same hood you from, the same place you came from, now I'm the only young black HVAC entrepreneur in our area.
Say that shit.
Only young black HVAC entrepreneur in our area.
That's what's up.
We got them big institutions, but this is not urban.
Right.
It's in our hood, right here.
Right.
On Beach Road, 4584 Beach Road.
Yeah.
This for us, man.
Right next door to another homie.
Exactly.
Out here doing real estate.
Exactly, doing real estate.
Yep.
And then you got Cedric,
right.
Man. They doing what do you call it? But yeah, Cedric and them doing oh man. But Cedric here too.
That's
what he'll speak on that, man. Where he from the hood too.
Yeah.
Peace to him.
Yeah.
But I'm not just teaching HVAC, just to stop.
Right.
Right? Just to stop. I'm gonna be teaching how to install boilers.
Okay.
Hot water heaters.
Okay.
How to install boilers, hot water heaters, and do commercial and residential duct cleaning.
Okay.
Because if you go to the house and you do HVAC, the customer, do y'all do duct cleaning? Do y'all, my hot water heater's out.
Another branch.
Another branch. Another way to collect extra money.
Yeah. On one job.
On one job.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a job 2 days ago. We did inside and outside install. We did duct cleaning, and we put a hot water tank.
Wow.
You know how much money I made off that job?
Wow.
Just 1 day.
Wow.
And not even bragging, man. 1 day I made $32,000.
That's what's up.
1 day.
That's what's up. And can you imagine the impact that would have on these young men or men that's trying to get back into the workforce and they get something like this? This is, I mean, it's life changing.
Life changing.
It's life changing. I mean, I'm glad you're doing. I mean, when I saw it, you know, I wanted to come to the to the open house, but I had some other business that I had to take care of. And I mean, again, I mean,
it was in your heart.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, you know, people don't understand. You know, when you're doing something, sometimes you're just busy. And again, like people don't know, you know, some of the, you know, sacrifices that you had to take to get to where you at. You know what I mean? Even with me, I mean, everybody kind of see what I'm doing, but on the back end, they don't know how stressful it can be at times because you're doing everything on your own. You're coming up with all the content by yourself. So, I mean, I don't get on myself. I mean, it's some days that I needed motivation and encouragement. And when I go online, you know, one day, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't down, but I was like, damn, man, what I'm gonna do today? And I went online and you was live with one of the youngest and you was showing him how to die. And I'm just like, damn, see what I'm saying? I was in a funk for a minute, but then I come on live. I mean, I come on Facebook and my man is on live with his man showing him. So I'm like, see, I got to get up and I got to keep going. So I think every day is a way to kind of just connect and say that, you know, we can't not do nothing. We got to do something. I mean, especially for returning citizens, and especially for the youngest, like you say, that want to be snatched up. Because, I mean, I think for me and our nonprofit right now, we want to try to attack the elementary school and the junior high school kids. Now, we're not excluding, you know, older kids, you know, 16, 17 years old, but we know they kind of fur off and they kind of know what they want to do, or even they got their mindset. But if we can reach the younger kids to kind of help build that generation, then we can kind of branch off and see if we can grab a couple of the youngest that, you know, they out there, but they really don't want to be out there, but they still kind of out there, and we can kind of, you know, relate, you know. And I think for us, you know, coming from the hood, it's relatable. I mean, somebody see you and notice you, they be like, oh yeah, that's younger that used to live up, you know what I'm saying? Or,
in the pole.
you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's my man that used to be, and he doing this, what he doing? And it's not like when they come to you, you can be like, oh nah, shorty, you gotta go to school, you gotta do this. You got to school.
Right.
You can be like, come here, holler at me, let me see what you need, and I got you. I'm the same way. I feel like if you call me, I'm gonna try to figure out what I can do to help you, whether it's with a job, whether it's with volunteer services, whatever it may be. It's just, I feel like that's at the point in life that we are now, even though we might have lost some loved ones, I think all the loved ones that we lost is looking down on us like, dang, look at my man turning it around, man. That's what's up. So it's like that feeling knowing that you're doing something good, man. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to come and rap to you, man. But before we go, man, chop up and give everybody the website again, give everybody your info. And if they need to find you on Facebook, you know, where can they find you on social media?
All right, and one more thing, man. For the ones that have felonies, hey, the doors is open. For the ones that, you know, been through a lot as far as, you know, records or whatever, man, the door is open. But you have to change your life now, you know what I'm saying? It have to be a life changer, whereas though now you want to do good, whereas though I can help you. You know, I'm not worrying about what's on your record.
Right.
I'm worrying about now what directions that you want to take right now for me to help you out. So the website to this school is Sucoy, SUCOY, CLC.com. SUCOY, CLC.com. You go online, you register for appointment, and then, you know, have your money, and, you know, if you can, you get in the first class, but the class is every 8 weeks. But, you know, if you can't get in this first class, man, they say the first class is always the best class, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're going to go all out.
Yeah, because I'm going all out with it, man. And I'm going to teach the first class.
That's what's up. Okay.
We at 4584 Beach Road in Temple Hills, Maryland. 4584 Beach Road, Temple Hills, Maryland. The phone number, the address is everything on the website that you need.
Okay.
You want any questions, any concerns, man, feel free to call the numbers on the website. Feel free, and I hope that we can all come together and do something for us now. Right. Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Do something for us, man.
Appreciate it, man.
My man.